I'm JV Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer at JV Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. Peace to all of you, including you, Kwame. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. We're flattered that you can care enough to call and remind us. Oh, Lord, but I thank God for the team, and I thank God for the ability to have the team. I remember, y'all know from whence I've come. So I really, really appreciate it. And I thank him for the wisdom to invest in this purpose. Because, from an entrepreneurship perspective, y'all, we got to put back. Having your business, building your business is not easy. You have to invest in it and appreciate the people that believe in your dream. Because we wake up motivated, like I'm like jumping out of bed, but but because it's my dream. But to have people that also believe in your dream, like you all who are supporting this session tonight, thank you. And we're talking about things that we need to do or be mindful of today that I believe can create a better tomorrow. Because a lot of what we're doing is just based on expectation, having positive intention, because no one knows what our effort will lead to. But I'm going to tell you, I do know for sure that our positive effort can indeed lead to some really better things. I know that negative effort leads to bad things. So, but procrastination, putting stuff off, putting off your dream. I was talking earlier today about a friend that I had when I was in graduate school, and she would always call me with the same issue, the same problem. I don't know if it was a relationship issue or was that she hated her job or it was just something. And I said, the next time we talk, can we make sure that we don't talk about that? Because no matter what I say, you don't do anything. You're not doing anything. She was not was not progressing. She had chosen to just stall, to just get in park. And needless to say, she never called me again. I mean, seriously, she did not procrastinate on eliminating me from her friends list. But, we have to be just as quick as we are to respond to something that we feel is negative. We need to really investigate, like, why is that so negative to us? Like, was there a lesson in there for her? It certainly was for me. The lesson in it for me was to make sure I check myself. Like, what am I procrastinating on? What am I spinning around on? What am I not progressing on? And making that commitment throughout your life. Because it's like we start our life when you're really like in a sprint, like you're just like, I gotta do this. I want to get better and better and better and better. And I was, talking to an AfroEconomics member that is on her way back to school. And I said, I know that it's lonely. I know that you're one of the few people that are doing what you're doing, but I said, but you've got to stay mindful of you have to continue to keep progressing. She was like, school costs too much. And, I was like, no, thank God you have the money. You keep moving forward and you make this happen, and it's a teenager, so I know that it's challenging to have to realize that I've got to spend, this that I wanted to almost waste, because it's so much more fun for people, especially young people, to waste money. But when you have something that God has blessed you with, because of a life situation, and then, we have to be resourceful of it and continue to allow that to progress us. Because no matter what we have in a few years, what you have today needs to be much larger in order it to have the same buying power as you enjoy today, So let's first, my tips that I want to share is to accept the fact that some of the things that you actually are putting off, they're really unnecessary. So you're like being hard on yourself because you're procrastinating and you're putting something off. But think about it, because it can be aggravating to your subconscious mind that you're thinking that, I'm procrastinating. I need to really finish this. is it really a priority? Do you really need to finish it? Like, is it something that's important to you? Because if it was, I heard this motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, he said, if I told you that you got to be here at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning in order to get, this $5 million or whatever, would you be here? And the young person was like, yes. And it was like, so you don't have, a procrastination problem. What you have is things are not a priority for you. So the things that you think that you're procrastinating on, maybe they're not a priority and you need to just scratch them. Scratch it. And then number 2, only put off when, this is what I put into the registration. Did you see that? That quote was like from Picasso. And he says, only put off what you can die today without having done. So if you died today and it wouldn't matter to you that you didn't do that, you're up in heaven, what are you going to be mad that you didn't do? Now, I remember talking to my father on his deathbed, and he was talking to me about things that he had accomplished. And I'm telling you, if you don't have things that you took the time to accomplish, it will catch up with you. And I was able to see my father accomplish his dream. Like, his dream was to be a HBCU president. He accomplished that. So when even on his worst times, his worst days, you need those things to go back to. I mean, he literally did everything he could to focus and work because that was his goal. He was a dark Black man, and I remember him telling me the story about how HBCUs, when he was in college, didn't hire dark-skinned men. It was rare for a dark-skinned man to be the president of a HBCU, because really they used to be white people it's a state school, so it was government money, so they would give it to a white person to run these Black schools, and then gradually they started passing it on to people, but it won't gonna be no Black brother, or it would be a Black brother, but it wouldn't be Black. It'd be a Black brother that wasn't Black looking, right? So he said, even though I knew that I can't change this about me, he still moved forward on it. You know what? I never thought about that story. I never told anybody that story. I told y'all my innermost thoughts. So remember that if you procrastinate, I'll quote it again, only put off what you can die today without having done. So all the other crap that he may not have done, like my father never went to Disney World. That was not a concern of his, but he did what was his priority, right? He did that. So then also on third point is we are not perfect and we need to accept that. I think sometimes our dire need, our ego to just feel like we're perfect allows you to procrastinate because you go, I'm not going to do that until I can do it perfectly right. Like sometimes I know that I'm doing a live feed and I look ridiculous, or I sound ridiculous. Remember that time? Some of you will remember when I had laryngitis, and I had to not use that as an excuse to not do my Wednesday night. And then Wednesday night, and I'm struggling. I'm trying to breathe. And then Sunday night came, and I still was jacked up. But I was determined that I was going to make my contribution, that I was going to do what I had to do, because I know I wasn't going to die. I had gone to the doctor. I wasn't sick. I just had laryngitis, and I had to allow it. The allergy, whatever it was doing, was dripping on my throat, and it was just but the commitment to perfection would have allowed some people to procrastinate on the topic they were supposed to cover. JB's not feeling well tonight, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I don't like to claim the fact of not feeling well. I'm going to go crazy to try to figure out what I need to do in order to feel better on any given day. Believe you me. but because I don't want to. There's enough stuff, so I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to, always be on my A, but I always have to be reaching for A and excellence, right? I have to always be reaching for it, but I'm not going to I'm not quite right, stop me from reaching or being true I'm not going to allow an obsession with perfection to stop me from doing what I got to do. Do it. I remember, starting my business, I didn't have any money. People kept telling me, don't do it. You're too young. Don't do it. Nobody tells me I was too young now. Everybody's like, woo, 1995, you started from, but if I had given into that and procrastinated and just put it off and I'm going to start my business after I've been at the firm for 10 years, blah, 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 da, 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 da. When people say that, it's just an excuse. I've got to wait till I have proper health insurance, blah, blah, blah. I sell insurance. I sell benefits. How are you going to allow that to stop you from doing your dream? So it's not going to ever be perfect because we're not perfect. But we have to always do our best at that particular time. Our best is always different on different days. My best today is better than my best another day, but not as good as my best on hopefully tomorrow. So a fourth point, who is stopping you? Sometimes you're procrastinating because somebody's blocking you. And like what? I remember in high school, my mother said, if you sign up for one more activity, I'm not going to let you. You cannot do one more thing. So now I'm the opposite with my daughter. I'm like, you just sign up for everything. Do anything. My mom had 4 kids and a husband that worked really hard. So she was doing it. And I can empathize with that now. But my daughter, I'm just like, girl, do it. But that's it. But, I have a business with hundreds of people that I'm responsible to. But so everybody has their responsibilities. But I remember, that psychologically blocked me. Like, I was trying out for basketball. And she said, I don't know how you're going to get home. So then I started and went into a failure mode. I was like, I don't even want to make the team. And I remember the coach telling me, if you would take this seriously, you would be a good player. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I can't because I know I'm not going to be able to play. So it is, who is blocking you, right? I get that now. People tell me I'm wasting my time. And that's what keeps me going. That's right. That's indeed. You keep it going. Do it, Herman. Do it. Don't allow anybody to block you, especially as adults. Your kids, hey, you can't do but so much. But when you're an adult, I'm telling you, after that, I felt like that rope was holding me. And once I got to college, it was like I have been set free. I did not have any time to do the stupid stuff that the other people were doing. So everybody makes choices, but I never drank. I never smoked. I just did it. One of my college, a person that went to school with me, and we had different majors. And I remember her telling me, look at you, JB. I should have been studying with you when you were sitting there. I didn't even think about what I was doing. I just knew that I had to make that work. I had to make it work. I was signing too many loans. I was going too deep. Yes, indeed. So make sure you address who is stopping you, who is causing this procrastination or contributing to it or helping you establish this excuse of not doing it, and realize that you're an adult and now you got to do what you got to do. A fifth point is, what are your priorities? What are your priorities? Are the things that you do, are they creating income? And that's what I have to be obsessed with in business, because you can spend your entire day doing things that do not help anyone. As long as I'm helping people make money, I make money. But if I'm not helping people and I'm over there doing paperwork and, doing talking to somebody about a coffee and, doing these things, but what are your priorities? And your priority is to be the most popular person in your office. What does that have to do? Popularity does not pay any bills. I don't care about how many clicks I get. I care about how many people actually become members and allow me to assist them with their financial goals, right? You could be the most popular person in the world on the internet. And I saw that. But if that's your priority, to just become popular, you got to figure out how to make that popularity pay off for you. Now, it does happen, but you have to be smart. Even the most dingbat people now have some good shows, and they've discovered how to monetize that priority. So if you do have a priority that is not income producing, can you figure out how to make it income producing? Right? If you like to doodle, or I'm in the corner and I'm always writing, which isn't true, but I'm always talking. So I talked my book out and had somebody subscribe it. So I don't know if it's called subscribe. Anyway, they wrote it over. Transcribe, isn't it? Transcribe that. They subscribed. They bought into it, right? But they transcribed it, but I talk a lot. So I use what I do all the time and turned it into a product. You can go on there and get it. Now look, how about that audiobook? Turning what I enjoy doing into something that generates income. Now you go on there, clicking in, and then boom, you're getting my audiobook. So what are your priorities? Are they income creating, or are they way off? Way off. So that's when procrastination costs too much, because your priorities are all jacked up and you're putting off the things that actually can help you build wealth. You're putting it off. So we're not doing that anymore. A sixth point is change your mindset. Being mindful. Change that broke mindset. Refuse to be broke.com, right? Y'all know my website, refusetobebroke.com. Changing the mindset, right? We got to do that, right? AfroEconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters, is about changing the broke mindset and knowing that we need to have generational wealth. And I started that as the first principle of AfroEconomics, because we have to make a commitment to changing the next generation's mindset. And then everything will get better. And we deserve that. So we got to change the broke mindset. And in order to do that is to stop procrastinating about it. I got to stop. You got to get sick and tired of being broke. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. No, sick and tired of being broke. I mean, I went through too many years of being broke. It wasn't until I decided that I'm not going to be broke that I wasn't broke. It had absolutely nothing to do with how hard I worked. Nothing. It became, I'm not going to procrastinate on things that generate income. I'm going to use my time wisely, and I'm going to focus in on income producing activities so that I will not be broke. Because I'm telling you, I was working harder when I was broke. Harder, like just getting in it, like doing everything, anything, going everywhere. I remember one time I went to Charlottesville. This lady said, "Can you come and speak for my group?" I go all the way to Charlottesville from when I was in Virginia. I was in Richmond. So that's like an hour trip. I go there, it starts snowing. I get in a snowstorm. She pays me nothing. She's charging the people for coming. I get in a snowstorm. Then nobody gets any insurance because all of us aren't supposed to be out there. So nobody's insurance pays for it, or you got to pay your deductible. But I didn't want to do the insurance claim because so I don't do the insurance claim and I pay it. I made negative thousands of dollars. That's bad. That's bad. So we have to think about, we have to change our mindset and know how to prioritize our activities. That straight was an inappropriate activity. And I had to woman up. I had to learn to woman up that my time is valuable because I invested all this time in building this knowledge. It just doesn't come. It took years. I'm 23 years deep in this. It'd be 25 years in business in 2020. You know, if you don't give that value, if I don't give that value, you know what I'm saying? All that means is that I know so much about making mistakes that I can help somebody avoid them. I can help you because I got more experience in getting and maintaining through errors and hard times. You should be running to me. People should be running. Exactly. So change your broke mindset. A seventh point is your ego wants that perfection, but your life requires completion. Our life requires it. Our life just requires it. So, and then the eighth point is some things that you think are urgent, they're just not urgent. It's so true. You know, people call you, you know, and they're just like, oh, this is urgent. Like, you know, I have this thing, my daughter knows it. Anytime she calls my phone, I stop what I'm doing. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll pick up the phone. And she knows that it's urgent, that she wants to know if we go order Chinese. You know what I'm saying? That is urgent. But you have so many things in your life that are like that for you. But is it really, you know what I mean? So what's coming in as urgent, so that immediately becomes a priority. And I address politely, sure, we'll talk about that later. But we have to make sure that we make smart choices on our food choices. But we'll talk about that later, you know? But that is not urgent for me to stop and talk about that and yell and address that, you know what I mean? Because you're hyped up because you got some other priorities to take care of. We got to manage this thing. So make sure that what is not urgent, don't let it be. No, because I have staff. So the person might call and say, I urgently have to talk to her. But then I have someone else who I have to do trades for. They need to sell that like now. Because I said, okay, we'll get rid of that. We'll switch it out. We'll get this and that. Which is urgent. You know, the person who just wants to talk about a change in tax laws, or the person who has to do that trade. That trade, that's urgent. But some people, if you don't know what's urgent, they're going to get in this discussion that could be done the next day or later in the day or the next, you know, or next month, right? But it can be done. So know what's urgent, because not knowing what's urgent can cost you so much. And you end up procrastinating on the things that need to really be done. Know what's urgent. So definitely, all right, write down, I lost my face on the paper, right? Write down your daily activities and cut the waste. So just like when we budget and we write down everything that you're spending money on and you go, Lord, we spent $500 going out to eat. No, I haven't done that. But I'm sure in my life, I've probably done that. Like, you know, it was like, there was a time where I would say Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I went there like it was a McDonald's, you know, I don't know, just a phase, I guess. But some people are still doing that. Well, you also have to see that in your life. What's wasting your time? Creating the procrastination. Keep stopping you from getting to your priorities, right? But write down what you did. Just do it like just one day. See, but once you become conscious of it, you'll start correcting it. It's like when somebody says, write down everything that you eat, you know, and then that day you eat all great. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, it needs to be done on the days, the regular days when you're not writing it down. Like what is so make sure that you write down usually what you do. Go in, spend an hour talking to somebody, your friend at work, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then you go and you so-and-so and da-da-da. Not to say that conversation is not important. Not to say that walk at lunchtime is not important. But it has to be done when it's time for it to be done. And everything has to be done with an intention. We're talking because we are organizing our thoughts for a presentation that is needed to be da-da-da-da-da, and you're going over ideas. And you also enjoy talking to each other, but you focus. And you go, yeah, and let's get together, after work, and we can go over some other stuff. But right now, our conversation has to focus on these things that are income producing so that we can build this business and we can get that raise and you can prosper as a person and you can, because, you want to make sure that you're making your greatest contribution. So write down your daily activities. If you see that you're wasting your time, I remember one day I was in this office suite, Virginia and DC and New York. I have these office suites where there's other professionals in there. So I'm in we go in the kitchen and, we all start talking. I'll start talking to this lady. And she's telling me about, this horrible relationship that she's in and that she has this boyfriend on the side and, her boyfriend at home and how he might kill her and this and this and that. And then, I tell her, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of this. And then she convinces me why she can't get out of this and this and this and that. And, they're still together. But my point is, I wasted trying to save her life. You know what I mean? Who I don't even know her name. This is like a stranger. You know what I'm saying? But we see each other. Well, I'm a stranger, really stranger. And I wasted all that time. And afterwards, I was like, I can't get it back. Because no matter what I said to her, it was not going to change because she had already made that decision. My confession is I spend way too much time trying to change people and change their thoughts and on things that they're not going to change. And that's why I love AfroEconomics. I love us because when you sign up, you already said you're committed to it. People that talk, no. But, even if I offered it for free, people would not take it as seriously as those of you who have made the investment and are really about it. When you put your money in, people are more serious about their money than their health and most other things. You know what I'm saying? You put your money in it, people get serious about it. So just write down your day. Don't allow people to grab your time and pull you into their situation, and knowing. So now just try to guard yourself. Like stay on that budget, stay on your time budget. Now I go in there, don't get a conversation, hi, blah, blah, blah. Keep on going. Get your water, boom, boom, boom. Move on, because you're on a time budget. We can never get it back. Multi-billionaires have the same 24 hours that we have. Broke people have the same 24 hours that the billionaire has. But we are not going to allow ourselves to use and waste our time like people who don't have the assets that they deserve. I believe we all deserve it. We all deserve it, but you got to want it and you got to put forth the effort in order to get it. I go, my pain is my progress. I'm willing to go through the pain that will get me to that better life that I want. You have to be able to do it. Do you know that the most people who they exercise and address pain and push through the pain are more likely to be more organized and more high performing at most aspects of their life? The athletes and people that exercise use more of their brain. I believe that when I exercise more, that everything about me circulates better. So my brain is brighter and I'm more aware and I have more to offer to you. You know, that but you have to use your time wisely, and that has to be a priority, that I have to be a healthy person in order, that has to be your priority. So the first thing that I do every day is get up at 4 o'clock, which means what? You got to go to bed. So after we finish this, within an hour, I'll be in bed. You go to bed, you get up at 4, you get in your exercise, and you do what you got to do, and you go through the pain, which for me is that food, eating right. But everybody has to go through some sort of pain. Like, I can't do that. Like, you know, somebody brought me a cake yesterday. I had to go through the pain of not eating her cake. I was like, I'm going to taste this, but I'm not going to eat it. But I just want to make sure that she knows that I appreciate this. You know, and I tasted it, but I made it available to everybody because that's not a priority for them, but it's a priority for me. That I got to do this so that I can be better for my business, so that I can have a long life and build this for a longer period of time. So Dawn asked, what kind of cake? It was a chocolate moist. It was a very moist cake, homemade from scratch. My members don't play. She is something else. So write down your daily activities and cut the waste. And then a 10th and final point is I want you to chill out like me, right? Chill out. Think about your life and think about what is really important, what really matters to you, what really matters. You know, but that, so that when you feel tempted to procrastinate, you'll know that maybe this is something that really doesn't matter. Maybe it is something that you could die without doing. But if you just take a moment and become mindful and focus, I would love to learn how to meditate. Because I'm telling you, when I wake up, I hit the ground running. Not literally running, but you know, my best attempt to move fast. But I do, but I want to learn how to meditate so that every day I can think about what really matters today. I think about it, but it would just be nice, like, right? Ooh, just chill out. But I want you to do that. You to chill out, be mindful, and think about what really matters every day so that you make sure that you do those things. And after you do those things, you know, I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. My dad told me one time, he said there was some book that he read, and it said that at the end of every day, you know, write down like what you did or something. And he said, and then crumble it up and throw it away and go home. I wonder if he really did that. No, but he was just like me, bring the office with you everywhere. But definitely just relax, think about your life and decide what really matters. And please do that. Do what really matters. It cannot be put off. Time, live with a sense of urgency. I promise you, you'll never regret getting done what you know needs to get done. For your financial empowerment, I'm here for you. JB at AfroEconomics.com. Thank you, Dr. Hicks. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Tyson, I'm the best. Oh, I'm Wonder Woman. No, I'm not. I'm something else. I'm way more than Wonder Woman. She only had bracelets. I don't even have bracelets. I don't even need bracelets. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Benta. Thank you. God bless y'all. You all be mindful. Be encouraged. Be focused. Get it done. Stay on course. Never give up. Don't procrastinate. Thank you for not procrastinating tonight. God bless you, everybody.